Seriously, what the fuck is going on with y'all sons? If you're familiar with my content, you know that I go in on black men all the time. I go in on black boys all the time. I hold their incompetent parents accountable all the time. But right now, we're going to focus on these white boys who are literally a menace to society, a threat to public safety. Domestic terrorists is what I would prefer to call them. What is it with your sons going into schools, movie theaters, churches, public gatherings, and unaliving innocent people? What the fuck is that about? It's always one of them. Always. 99% of the time, it's always one of your incel, degenerate, creepy looking sons. It's always one of them. You got these Republicans fear-mongering about child-free women, fear-mongering about gay people, fear-mongering about immigrants and atheists and people who are more liberal and progressive. When are y'all going to talk about the true threat to this country, which is men and boys? When are you going to talk about that? The problem with this country, the problem with society is men. It's men and it's the boys. I would say 12 and older. This 14-year-old degenerate walked into a high school and unalived 4 people, injured 4 others, and apparently his fucking father gave him access to the weapon. I hear you red pill motherfuckers, you alpha male bitches, getting on these podcasts, going on social media, trolling women, telling us how men are more logical. They're not emotional. They don't operate off of emotion. They're logical, they're analytical. Yet it seems like your preferred method to any type of conflict is violence. What the fuck is up with that? Don't give me the whole mental health bullshit. You motherfuckers are just evil. Okay? Someone who is mentally ill, like truly mentally ill, like truly depressed, and all that other shit they're trying to place on this motherfucker right here. If you gonna unalive yourself, unalive yourself. But the moment you decide to unalive innocent people, people who are defenseless, people that you don't know, you're evil. That ain't no fucking mental illness. You're just a degenerate piece of shit, like most males are. Your sons are a fucking plague, and I'm sick of them. We are sick of them. Y'all are raising fucking demons. And the rest of us have to deal with them. You are bringing pieces of shit into the earth that the rest of us have to deal with. How do you fucking feel that you have a fucking demon portal in your body? You birthed a fucking demon. How do you feel? And y'all got the audacity to get on social media and talk about how you love being a boy mom and how being a boy mom is superior and how raising sons is way easier than raising daughters. This goes for all races. Your sons, most of them, are pieces of shit. Your sons can't do their own laundry. They can't cook. They can't clean. A lot of them are not even reading on their current grade level. They are relying on women to do basic adult responsibilities that they should know how to do their damn selves. I work in insurance, and the amount of men that don't know how to handle business is alarming. They immediately put their wives on the line because these motherfuckers can't communicate. The men can't communicate. They can't articulate what they need. A lot of them don't even know their kid's fucking birthday. Your sons are fucking degenerate. Not all of them. Not all of them. I know of some very pleasant men and young men of all races. But we need to stop acting like there isn't a serious issue in this country of male violence. Your sons are raping women and girls. Your sons are unaliving people. Most violent crimes are being committed by your sons, by your baby daddies, by your husbands, by your fathers. When are we going to address the male issue in this country? When is one of these politicians going to come out and talk about the real issue in this country, which is men? Red pill, incel, misogynistic men. When are the politicians going to come out and talk about this? These men, these boys are a threat to our national security. How many fucking times do we have to see this shit? These motherfuckers can freely go purchase an assault rifle, an automatic weapon that is used for war. And these, your crazy ass sons and baby daddies and husbands can just go walk in there and get one. No background check, no registration. There are certain jobs that wouldn't even hire these motherfuckers, but this country makes it legal for them to just go in and pick one up. Your sons, when they lose a fucking video game, they get violent. They tear up shit. They punch holes through the wall. They start screaming like a fucking lunatic. When your husband's favorite football team loses, they riot and they punch holes through the walls and they break the TV. When are we going to address the real problem in this country, which is men? When are these politicians going to have the balls to come out and say that we have a male violence issue in this country? It's not the immigrants. It's not child-free women. It's not necessarily even LGBTQ. It's not trans people. It's not atheists. It's not those people. It's these red pill, incel, misogynistic men and boys in this country that is the problem with our country. It's these misogynistic men in power who are doing their damn best to uphold patriarchy and predatory capitalism. I'm sick of seeing this shit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of your sons. Women can't even go outside and take a walk with their headphones in because they're scared that one of your sons is going to come up behind them and rob them, rape them, abduct them, because your sons are fucking crazy. Your baby daddies, your husbands, your brothers are fucking crazy. And you see the signs before anything pops off. You mothers are the bitches that will bail your sons out of jail, knowing he put his hands on his baby mama, knowing that he raped. You bitches are helping your sons hide from the cops. You're giving your sons false alibis. You're bailing them out of jail. knowing that your sons are beating women, raping women, robbing people, but you protect him no matter what. But you treat your daughters like shit. Even though your daughter is likely going to be the one that you depend on when you get older, because your son, he's too busy out getting taken care of by another woman, raping another woman, beating another woman, playing video games all fucking day. Again, not all. But there is a serious problem in this country that I have yet to see any of these fucking politicians acknowledge. When are we going to hold these fucking pastors and religious leaders accountable for the misogyny and pedophilia that they are spreading in the community? When are we going to hold them accountable? When are y'all going to really talk about some shit that's really matters? We have a fucking felon running for president who was found liable in a court for raping a 13-year-old. Are you fucking serious? We have a fucking rapist running for president. What the fuck is going on in this fucking country? And his vice president is so fucking openly misogynistic. And we're just trying to normalize that shit. Like, we're acting like these two are real quality candidates. What the fuck is going on? And then when one of these bastards go into a school and harm innocent children, they have nothing real to say. Oh, that's just the fact of life. Oh, you know why these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about your kids getting shot up in school? It's because the NRA is funding them. The NRA is pumping millions of dollars into the Republican Party. So they don't give a fuck about your kids getting shot in schools. The only reason why they're trying to take books out of your kids' schools is because they don't want your kids to be educated. Because they know that if your kids were educated, they would be more likely to vote for the Democrats. They're trying to replace educational books with Bibles in the classroom. Because the Bible, Christianity and Abrahamic religions alike are all about male worship. It's all about patriarchy. It's all about putting the males in the position of superiority and putting the women in the position of servitude. That's why they want that fucking Bible in your son's classroom. They don't give a fuck about Jesus loving the children. That's not why they're putting that Bible in the classroom. They're putting the Bible in the classroom because they want your daughters to go back to being slaves and servants to these degenerate, violent, pedophilic sons of yours. That's why. You're saying that, this is a fact of life. Motherfuckers being able to walk into a public building, a school, a church, and just shoot people. This is what the Republicans are saying is just a fact of life. This shit don't happen nowhere but in the United States. Not in any other wealthy country like the United States. I'm not talking about the third world countries. I'm talking about wealthy countries. There are other countries that have not had a mass shooting in decades because they did something about gun control. And I am the first one to tell women to go get your gun license, learn how to use a gun, because you have to protect yourself from these motherfuckers. All men. You got to protect yourselves from these motherfuckers. So I'm the first one to tell women to go get a gun. But there needs to be common sense gun laws. And I just don't understand why. Well, I understand why the Republicans are acting like they don't understand that concept. It's because, again, the NRA is pumping a ton of money into them. The same way the oil companies are pumping a ton of money into them. They don't give a fuck about our environment. They don't give a fuck about the safety of our school children. They don't give a fuck about the livelihood of working people who are running this country, people who are helping these businesses thrive. They don't give a fuck about the people that actually put the most into the economy, which is the working people. They don't give a fuck about us. They want us to be poor cattle. They want us to be baby making poor cattle. While they continue to get rich and are able to exploit young women, young girls, young boys, because a lot of these motherfuckers are sexual deviants. They're pedophiles. They're rapists. Donald Trump, all these motherfuckers. There's something wrong with men. There's something wrong with them. And as a woman, I just don't understand. I don't understand how women, I don't, like I said, it's not all men, it's not all boys. I don't want to disrespect the men that are out here trying to do the right thing, trying their hardest to hold other men accountable, trying to be good, upstanding members of society. I'm not talking about y'all, but we know that there is an epidemic of incel, violent males who are going around hurting people, robbing people, raping people, stabbing people for getting rejected. They're stabbing young girls and shooting young girls because the young girls rejected them. Something is wrong with your sons. Something is wrong with your baby daddy. Something is wrong with your husband. Something is wrong with your brothers and fathers. Something is wrong with men, and they need to be tamed. They need to be tamed. I don't know what it is. Maybe we should just stop giving birth to them. Maybe women should just consider not giving birth to a little boy. The moment you find out it's a boy, you need to consider an abortion. And if you decide to keep the little boy, you better do your damnedest to condition him to be different from these other motherfuckers out here. Because it's very hard. It's very hard to raise a decent young man because the influences are everywhere. Again, we have a fucking felon, pedophile, rapist, felon running for president. This is who your son is looking up to. He's looking up to Andrew Tate. He's looking up to Fresh and Fit. He's looking up to Donald Trump. All misogynistic, sexually deviant, degenerate, violent, predatory males. I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it.